Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I know, finally. So in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and discuss my everyday makeup routine because I get a lot of questions. What products do you use? How do you get your skin to look so smooth? So if that's something that you would like to see, then keep on watching. Alright guys, like I said in my intro, we're going to be going over my everyday makeup routine. I already went ahead and applied my moisturizer and lip balm off camera. So for my primers, I like to use the Hydrating Primer Mist from e.l.f. I'm just going to go ahead and spritz this all over my face. I also like to just go ahead and with my fingers just tap it in a little bit. And next, I like to go ahead and take my e.l.f. Putty Primer. I use this because it really just gives you that soft look and it blurs out all your pores. I also like to go ahead and use this upward motion. That way it's very anti-aging. So after priming the skin, I like to go ahead and color correct the green tones for my beard. For that, I take the LA Girls Pro Concealers in Orange Corrector or Peach Corrector. It depends on the day and how much color correcting I want it to be. So today, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Peach Corrector. I take about that much, and then after that I like to go in with my brush and just go ahead and blend it in. After blending that out, I'm gonna go ahead and take my I Heart Revolution, the coconut one, to go ahead and set it because I don't want it to mix in with my foundation. So what I do is I take a really fluffy brush and I go ahead and pick it up just a little bit and then just go ahead and set it. Right, so after you set your color corrector, we're all ready for foundation. The two that I'm going to take today is the Maybelline Super Stay in the color Golden Caramel and the Infallible from L'Oreal, the 24-Hour Fresh Wear in 487. I'm just going to go ahead and mix these. They're good on their own. This one is very matte and this one is like fresh wear. So combined together, it's going to give you a balance between both. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply these two. And while I'm applying it, I'm using my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. So for concealers, I like to go ahead and take the L'Oreal Infallible Food Wear in the shade Cashew for that natural look, and in the Cashmere shade for a more highlighted look. So let's go ahead and apply both of them. So after I applied my concealer, I'd like to go ahead with the shade Cocoa in the same concealer, just the cream bronze. So I just go ahead and apply it in little dots right here, 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 and here. Just about that much. And then with a angled brush like this, I just like to go ahead and tap. And while I'm tapping, I also like to just kind of like go like this. So tap and this motion at the same time. go ahead and take my I Heart Revolution powder. It's the same one as earlier, but in just in a different shade. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with my Real Techniques powder sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and first blend out any creases that I have underneath my eyes and also on my forehead. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take some powder on the sponge, and I'm gonna start in this area right here to avoid the cakey look underneath my eyes. So after setting my face with the I Heart Revolution banana powder, I like to go ahead and just dust it off with my foundation powder from Maybelline in the color Golden Caramel, just as same as my foundation. I like to use this around my beard area especially. It's just gonna add a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna go ahead and start bronzing now. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Morphe Megastar Bronzer. I'm gonna go ahead and use an ankle fluffy brush. The way I like to apply my bronzer is from the arch of my eyebrow up, and then right here I like to go ahead and just everything angle it up. It's gonna give you that more just lifted look. And again, just tap around this area. You don't want to disturb everything that we have put down before. So after bronzing, I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose. For that, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Butter Bronzer from Physician Formula. Although this is a bronzer, this shade on me is very cool tone. That's why I don't really use it as a bronzer, which is perfect for a nose contour because you always want shadows. You don't want orange on your nose. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use a similar brush that I use for my bronzer, but just a smaller version of it. And what I like to do is I start my contour like around right here, and I also bring it into the beginning of my eyebrow, so that way it doesn't just stop here and it's kind of obvious. I like to go ahead and just blend it in. So something like this. And also the shape that I like to go in for my nose, like that very pointed nose in the front. So that's why you see me, instead of going straight down, I kind of angle it right here. It just gives me a really pinched look. After contouring my nose, I like to go ahead and start my baking process. And I know right now my nose contour looks a little bit harsh right here. It's the lighting, I promise. In person it doesn't look that harsh. But for baking, I like to go back in with my I Heart Revolution coconut powder and my Real Techniques powder sponge. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just take it underneath right here. I like to go ahead and tap it in, like always, and I'm only gonna do just that bit right there. If you just go ahead and just do all of it, it's gonna look very, very harsh, and it's gonna give you that Santa Claus beard look. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat it on the other side. And then for the size of my nose, I like to go ahead and just squish my sponge and just with a little bit of powder, go right here and then right here. Sometimes I do go ahead and just do the little tip. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. What that does is just adds like that little dot for that more pinched and lifted nose. So after I apply my bake, I like to go ahead and move on to brows. So for my brows, I like to use the e.l.f. pomade. I think this is the shade Espresso. I'm just gonna go ahead and start outlining the bottom of my brow and just keep a straight brow just for that more lifted look. And then for the top, just go ahead and follow your natural brow and just connect it. After I have the shape of my brow, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up with my Morphe M432 and my L'Oreal concealer in the shade Cashew. So after you clean it up, you should have something like this. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one off camera and I'll be right back. So after I have my eyebrows on, now it's time to go ahead and remove this bake that's been sitting there for about like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and go back into my Maybelline foundation powder just to help erase if there's any white cast. I'm gonna go ahead and end with blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Daydream from NYX and Hot Frenzy from CoverGirl. What I like to do on an angle brush, I like to go ahead and take Daydream first and just tap in this area right here. And again, everything is gonna be on this outer part just to give you that more lifted look. Take a little bit more. I mean, you can stop right here, which is this blush. It looks really pretty, but I like that really blushy look. Although the shade is a little bit darker for me, I just tapped in and then tapped the axis off and then just tap it in slightly on the outside area. At this point of my makeup routine, what I like to go ahead and do, since we went in with a lot of powders, I'm gonna go ahead and use the I Heart Revolution fixing spray in the vanilla and coconut scent and just spray it all over my face to just really melt those powders in. And don't be afraid to use a lot. And then with my sponge, I'm just gonna go ahead and just tap in very slightly to just go ahead and melt everything in. And while that setting spray is drying, you wanna go ahead and add your highlight. So for highlight, I'm using the I Heart Revolution Shimmering Highlight Powder Banana. It has 3 tones in it, and then I'm also going to take it in this highlighting brush. I mainly like to focus in the yellow bronzy section just because I am a little bit tan. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit, tap the axis off. And the way I like to apply my highlight, I like to go ahead right here, just where the light is hitting, and also blend it into my brow bone highlight. You'll see. And then after you go ahead and finish with your highlight, what you can go ahead and do is go back in with your setting spray, spritz some on your face, and then just go ahead and repeat the same steps with the sponge. Tap it over. What it's gonna do is just melt the powdery look from your highlight. You can also go ahead at this point, since everything is really set, just take a little bit more of that highlight, put some on your nose, and after your nose, you can go ahead and just add a little bit more of highlight right here, just where the light hits. So after highlight, all we have left is lashes and lips. So from iEnvy, I'm gonna use this style in Glam 3D 25. And then for lash glue, I have the Shop Miss A AOA Studio Super Strip Lash Adhesive in black. It's very good. It also doesn't irritate my eyes since I have sensitive eyes, and it's latex free as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these off camera, and then I'm gonna come back so we can finish off the lips. Alright you guys, so after applying my lashes, I just went ahead and wiped off the foundation off my lips. So to outline my lips, I'm going to go ahead and use the NYX lip liner in Nutmeg. I'm going to go ahead and just outline my Cupid's bow. Then I'm going to go ahead and fill up my lips with the Morphe liquid lip in True Story. After filling them in with the liquid lip, I like to go ahead and take the lipstick and First Base and then just go in the middle for that ombre look. And alright you guys, this is the finished look. I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting dressed, fix up my hair a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Look at her, I know. So if you made it this far, I just want to say I really appreciate it. Go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe. It really does support me. Go ahead and also follow me on Instagram at YouSoFine__, and can't wait to see you on my next video. Bye!